talk about frost tolerant, cold hardy plants and being in a deep freeze for 4 days. So just because a plant is cold hardy, frost tolerant, doesn't mean that it likes to live in a freezer for 4 consecutive days. We're in zone 8A. Our low temperatures has been 17 and our high has been 29 for 4 consecutive days. Today, so here's our cabbage. This cabbage the other day was looking real good. I think I got it planted a little bit late. It was starting to roll into a head. I think it should have been further along than what it was. But you can see all the leaves are real droopy. Will it bounce back? Probably. We don't know. But the reason I think it'll bounce back is because on day 2 of this extreme cold, these look real good. They started showing a little signs of stress on day 3. And then this is what they look like this morning after 4 days. But I do think they will bounce back. Now, in this bed here, this is Maryville lettuce. It didn't fare too well, but I do have these hoops that has the plastic covers over them. This is my black seeded lettuce. It fared very well through this because I did cover this on the 2nd day. Now, I had frost protection blankets for everything out here. I was just lazy, didn't put it out because I really didn't look at the weather. I didn't know it was going to be below freezing for 4 consecutive days. So that's on me. Now, on this side, we have 2 rows of turnip greens and mustard mix. They look really good. I'm not concerned about my turnip greens. Now, my older turnip greens that I was letting go to turnips, the leaves, they're laid over. But the turnips are pretty much ready to harvest. So I'm not worried about those. These we use pretty much as just a green. They have fared very well. They're laid over a little bit, but these will be fine. They will bounce right back. And since it's went through this cold and it's got the frost, these turnip greens is going to have even a much better taste than they did before, because once a frost or these turnip greens gets cold weather, it just does something to them and makes them that much better. Now over here we have our radishes. The thing about the radishes, they're pretty much done. They're about the size that they need to be. There's some a little bit bigger. These are ready to be harvested. So they've done everything we needed them to do. They are. We just need to come out here and get them all harvested. You can see they all look real good. So we're not worried about these either. These have done everything we want them to do. So now it's just time to get them harvested and enjoy them. Now here our spinach. It has fared very well. It doesn't seem to have bothered it at all, which that's kind of what I expected. This is the first time I'd ever tried to grow ruby red Swiss chard. Mainly did it for the color in the garden. Guys, I cannot tell you if I have ever tasted Swiss chard. Will it bounce back? I don't know. I don't really know enough about it. And in the center, and in these, we have some flowering kale. And then here's our sugar daddy snap peas. They didn't fare very well at all. You can see they have blooms on them. But we'll just wait and see. Now, in the middle of this, I do not think I planted them in enough time to let them really get established. But I do not think they're rated. I don't remember the particular type of this, but I do not think they were rated for this. But we'll just wait and see. In the middle of this, we do have our garlic, and it's doing fine. The Maryville lettuce that was in here, it doesn't look too good. Now this is a good look at the Japanese flowering kale. You can see how the leaves are drooped over. From the research that I did, because this is the first year that I've actually grew it, they say that this will bounce back. Just to show, just think you know everything about gardening. right here's one that looks absolutely great. Now in this bed we have some more Japanese flowering kale. Like I say, guys, I put this Japanese flowering kale everywhere because I just really like the color, and they seem to be doing good. And here's another example that you never know. These right here are younger, much younger cabbage of the bigger ones you see, and they seem to have fared very well. They actually don't look bad at all. And here is our strawberries. We got two beds, and you can see they have ran over and getting out here in the wood chips. I've definitely got a lot of work to do here to thin these down. I usually thin them down and give them to friends and neighbors and anybody that wants to start their own strawberries, but or summertime crop along that lines. But strawberries are actually can take the cold very well. I never cover my strawberries in straw. Now, the 2 years we've got that Arctic blast, I did cover those with plastic during that time just to give them a little extra protection. But you can see they have fared very well. If you want to grow strawberries, these two beds, I started these strawberries with 12 bare root plants 2 years ago, and this is what you got. This is one of them things that you can buy just a little bit of, and you give it time, and you can multiply into having as many as you want. But strawberries has fared very well. Video I just wanted to cover. So when you look at it like this, just because a plant is cold tolerant and frost tolerant does not mean that it wants to be in a deep freezer for days. As you've just seen, some plants fared better than the other. But do not, under no circumstances, let this discourage you from trying a fall garden, trying to grow through the winter, or growing your own food, because that is the number one thing that you need to do, is to grow your own food. So I hope this helps somebody. If you're ever wondering what other people's garden looks like, this is what mine looks like. So as we move forward here, we fixing to starting seeds for the spring garden, because it'll be here for you know. Hope you enjoyed this look at the fall garden and what my garden looks like after being in a deep freeze for 4 days. And I'm pretty sure we're not over, because I've seen the long-term weather forecast, and seems like we're fixing to get hit with a whole lot more cold weather. Just a few months ago, or just about a year ago, they changed my growing zone from 7A to 8A. It was supposed to be much warmer, and I've been battling more cold weather since we made that change, and it may change again. Who knows? I may end up in 3A before it's over. But we're going to grow our own food, and I want to encourage you to continue to grow your own food. Because what I always say, if you grow it, you know it.